Good morning, friends. For a number of years, I've had the privilege of leading tours to the Holy Lands, to places like Israel and Jordan and Egypt. One year when I was in Egypt, we had gone to the Great Pyramids at Giza, and it was late in the afternoon, and I had actually broken away. The tour was finished for that day, and with a couple of close friends, we had gone back over. And suddenly, out of the shadows, a mysterious man emerged, and he offered for a set sum of money to lead us up to the top of the pyramid. And I don't particularly like heights, so I decided not to do that. But my friend Jerry decided that he would take him up on the offer, and I think he paid him $20, and they started up climbing the Great Pyramid at Giza. When you start out, the steps are, maybe 2-3 feet, but as you keep, maybe 4 feet, as you keep going, of course, those steps keep going, you get higher and higher, and the ledges become smaller and smaller, and of course there are no handrails. And about 2/3 of the way up, my friend Jerry began to be very afraid and wonder how he was going to climb to the top, and then wonder how in the world, once he got to the top, he was going to get back down. And he began trembling almost uncontrollably. And the more he looked down, the more he trembled. The guide, who was an experienced guide, knew what was happening and said to him very sharply, look up, he said. And Jerry turned his attention upward and finished climbing. And when they came down, he refrained from looking that long leap down, and instead very carefully took a step at a time. I thought when Jerry came back down and we were discussing that and how he'd overcome his fear in that moment, that his way of overcoming fear was a lot like the kind of way we need to overcome fear when we are going through difficulty. Because if you start focusing exclusively on your problems and all that's going around you, you will tend to get very fearful. But if you look up, if you look to the Lord, who is your source and your help, it's what the disciples experienced in the storm at sea when they looked to Jesus instead of the wind and the waves. They looked up. There's a wonderful scripture in Philippians that tells us whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. That's so much better than thinking about all the things that have gone wrong. It's so much better than thinking about all the people that have hurt you in life. It's so much better than focusing on past grievances over which we can really never do anything, and the more we focus on them, the more they drag us down. It's so much better to look up. It's so much better to be persons of hope and persons of faith who believe that in all of life, God is with us. Jesus is with you today. Rejoice. Look up.